Hutch has 360K followers, but rarely 500 viewers. I'm not usually a count Andy, but these orbiters are struggling hard out here. Well, that's why everybody calls him a COD streamer, because that's what he was for a very long time. And then he decided, I don't know what's with all these people who start out as like gaming streamers or funsy streamers, and then they're like, you know what, actually I'm a master of geopolitics, even though I've spent my entire Twitch career or YouTube career doing goofs and gaffs. And then they say things that even their own chat is like scolding them about in their own communities. But we'll get to that. Okay. All right. I wanted to watch this with you guys as well. This was a bit brutal for me, even me.
Tunnel systems under hospitals, and that is part of the reason why Israel is bombing hospitals.
Does anybody dispute this?
Hospitals is a war crime.
No, it's not.
Okay, bombing hospitals is a war crime. In your conversation
to be clear, and I'm not saying all hospitals should be bombed, but there's no such thing as like a building that is exempt from bombing if it's a valid military target.
Gone back and forth on it, and you called it a war or whatever.
Sorry, what?
To be clear, and I'm not saying all hospitals should be bombed, but there's no such thing as like a building that is exempt from bombing if it's a valid military target.
Gone back and forth on it, and you called it a war or whatever. But having said that, in your conversation with Sam Cedar, you thought you had a gotcha.
I'm not sticking up for bombing every hospital. I'm saying if you set up shop in a hospital, you make that hospital a valid military target.
How do you salvage this? He ain't lying. : P. Oh, well, I heard there's a terrorist in your apartment complex, so we're bombing it. P. Oh, there was a terrorist in your building. So now you, everyone in your family, your pets, and everyone you know in that building is dead. : P. Hutch is right, like it or not. He's literally not right. I'm in awe. Hutch is the guy who used to RP Power Trip on GTA. I don't know about that. Is it okay? No, but it's still a valid target. He is. Denims, you have some of the most brain dead takes. Me when I have to defend the hospitals getting bombed. FAQ about the rules of war found with one Google search. Even wars have rules. What does that mean? It means you don't attack civilians. You limit as much as you can the impact of your warfare on women and children. Let's find. If armed forces are using a hospital or school as a base to launch attacks or store weapons, are those places then a legitimate target? The laws of war prohibit direct attacks on civilian objects like schools. They also prohibit direct attacks on hospitals and medical staff, which are specifically protected. That said, a hospital or school may become a legitimate military target if it contributes to specific military operations of the enemy and if its destructions offer a definite military advantage for the attacking side. If there is any doubt, they cannot be attacked. Hospitals only lose their protection in certain circumstances. For example, if a hospital is being used as a base from which to launch an attack as a weapons depot or to hide healthy soldiers and fighters. And there are certain conditions too. Before a party to a conflict can respond to such acts by attacking, it has to give a warning with a time limit, and the other party has to have ignored that warning. Some states have endorsed the Safe Schools Declaration guidelines, which aim to reduce the military use of school. And guess what? In every single instance that Israel has said, we are attacking this because it is a command center, they have failed to produce anything that has shown that it is a fucking command center. Their best evidence, by the way, was that there were guns in an MRI machine and the Hamas calendar. Guns they probably put there as they didn't allow any reporters to go in with them. Oh no. The guy talking has been following Hutch since 2016. Devout to his daddy. Oh no. I get it. You got to give him the gluck. You gotta suck him clean. I understand, dude. It's your prerogative, man. He didn't like the comments about the gluck, unfortunately. Wait, didn't Hamas bomb a hospital before that bombing? Do you think if I killed someone, suddenly you could kill someone? Do you think if Hamas bombed a hospital, that means Israel gets to bomb 20 more hospitals? Not to mention the fact that I'm pretty sure the hospital that you're talking about, it ended up being disproven and Israel ended up admitting that they did bomb that hospital. But it doesn't matter, because even if we pretend to believe you for a second, that doesn't suddenly make it okay for Israel to start bombing hospitals. Stop glorifying a horrible place. Oh, so you're the type of person that thinks we should just like genocide all the Palestinians and we should level it and we should just kill them all. Got it. Just say you like genocide, dude. Just fucking say it. If you're going to say this, if you're going to say stop glorifying a horrible place, just say it outright. Just tell us that you think that it's all terrorists. Say that you want to genocide them, because that's where this always goes. That's where the end result is. I know we've had a million of you in this fucking chat room before, and then move on. It's so crazy too, because it's like you can look at these the bombings of hospitals by Israel over the past like 2-3 years. We'll only look at the past 2-3 years, and you can see that they have failed to procure any evidence that suggests that it actually was used as a command center for Hamas. Al-Shifa Hospital, government-run hospital in Gaza City, Palestine. Most of these staff are employees of Palestinian Authority in the West Bank. During the Gaza war, Israel and the United States stated that several complexes existed under Al-Shifa Hospital, which was being used by Hamas as its main operations base, a claim that Hamas and hospital administrators denied. International law prohibits the targeting of hospitals unless there is, this is the key word, evidence, which they still haven't provided. The evidence was, well, we think that they're there. It is used for a military purpose that is harmful to the enemy, as well as use of human shields for combatants. Both constitute war crimes. Following Israel's release of video evidence of Hamas tunnels under the hospital on November 22nd, multiple news agencies concluded that the evidence did not demonstrate the use of Hamas of a command center. Use by Hamas. Amnesty International said on November 23 that they so far have not seen any credible evidence to support Israel's claims that Al-Shifa is housing a military command center, and that the Israeli military so far has failed to provide credible evidence. You know what that means? I'll explain it really easily for you, for the average Hutch viewer. They didn't procure any evidence that proved that it was a terrorist hospital, which means they just bombed a fucking hospital, which is a war crime, you fucking idiot. But you're right. We should be cool with just like bombing wherever we want and then saying, sorry, we didn't have the evidence for that one. But we think that there was Hamas. So like, here's a question for you. If Hamas bombed a hospital in Tel Aviv and they said, well, we're sure there are terrorists there, and then they didn't provide any evidence, you would support that, right? You would say support and be like, well, Hamas is right, like it or not. That's what you would say, right, Chatter? That's what you would say? Because they had a command center there. That seems like sound logic to you? If they provided as weak evidence as Israel provided, that would be fine for you, right? Because, you know, as you state, both sides are pieces of shit. You would defend that, right? It's not a war crime. It was a military target. You continue to claim there was none, but there's no proof either way. That's the problem. There's no proof. You can't just bomb places without fucking proof. It is a war crime to bomb hospitals without proof. That's what it literally says. You're not taking, I don't know why you think you're arguing with me, Chatter. You can continue to claim there was none. You're not arguing with me. You're arguing with Amnesty International, dude. If you think you're smarter than everyone at Amnesty International, everyone who conducted this investigation, your ego is crazy. Like, you are actually delusional. If you want to go fight with the UN and all of the diplomats there, please go for it, okay? Please go for it. You're not fighting me, man. You're not fighting me. You have Israel saying, we think that there are terrorists there. That's who's on your side with their proof. We think there are terrorists there. And on this side, you know, the side that actually cares about human life, there are UN investigations, Amnesty International investigations, multiple journalist reports showing that there was no evidence that it was a command center or that it was a military base that Hamas was using. But I mean, yeah, if you think like vibes are more valuable than like multiple investigations by multiple journalist outlets and multiple human rights organizations, like, you can have that. Sure, man, you can have that in your head. You can live like that. Making assumptions with no proof either way is a great way. Do you not realize Israel hasn't given all info when they might give up informants and shit in Palestine? I'm not asking them to provide the evidence to the public. I'm asking them to provide the evidence to the UN, to provide the evidence to Amnesty International. They don't have to publish it. All they have to do is verify that there was credible evidence. Now it's a spy movie. I just have no words, dude. That's just amazing. That's just actually incredible. But these are like the deep, hardcore, like Gluck Gluck supporters of people like Hutch. Because like even his own chat, like most of his chat is willing to not fucking deep throat him day in and day out. Like they do something besides suck his dick. Because most of his chat is still saying, nah, dude. Yeah, there is. What the fuck, Hutch? No, Hutch, no. That's literally what Hamas has been doing. This person is the Glucker. Valid military target cope is crazy. Dude, top 5 hills to die on. Like, super disagree with you there, Hutch. Just look at what you're saying, bro. That's a war crime, Hutch. I hope he pays you for your time, dude, being one of his top supporters. I hope he like not even your homies that actually watch him, that give him money, are agreeing with him on this, but you still are defending that. Like, listen, man, never do something for free that you're good at. Okay, you should be getting paid for your dick sucking. You're a professional. You blow bubbles on it. You do tricks on it. You defend him even when his own normal fans won't defend him. Like fucking, yeah. Make sure you're getting a paycheck. Make sure you're getting a paycheck. This is fucking crazy, by the way.
The Gaza Strip.
This isn't something that's like, oh, I have an opinion.
Pro-Zionist. Would you like to explain that?
Tunnel systems under
unpaid propagandist for a dumb fucking God streamer. I still can't get over how hardcore Mike bodied him. Doesn't he owe Mike like 10 grand or something? Like, dude, pay up. Just admit you were wrong, bro. It's so classless. Is it 1,500? Sorry, not 10K. These are, as some might say, broke boy hours. Sorry. You're a horrible person. I'm not the one arguing we should bomb hospitals, dude. Without evidence. You're the one arguing it's okay that we're bombing hospitals without evidence. My conscience is clear. Also, what? I'm a horrible person for saying you blow bubbles on it and you're not when you say we should bomb hospitals without evidence because both sides are bad. Brother.